so we show up with like this, like nice little just gift or whatever for your birthday, and then Rosebud sees the gift and then just goes, "I didn't bring a gift. Why didn't I bring a gift? Is everybody bringing? Who gets people gifts?" And she starts getting super self-conscious and super defensive.
My sister shows up. She brings gifts, of course.
Rosebud runs to the front door to try and find a note and paper to hang on the door that says "No gifts" to stop any potential gifts at the door.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So she is really having a tough time. So now it kind of calms down, which is perfect comedy, right? You hit the beat, and then a nice rest, and then Sagalo shows up. Everyone's like, "Hey, hey!" He shows up. He pulls up a fucking huge happy birthday bag.
Yeah, with like the inside tissue paper fluffed out, and he's like, "Happy birthday!"
And Rosebud goes from "yay" to seeing that bag and just blood red mad.
It was the first time her forehead's moved in 3 months.
I mean, she was pissed.
Yeah.
And what's funny is
arched eyebrows are not typical for her.
So you reach in, you pull it out.
No, well, I'm immediately like, "Thanks, Brendan. I appreciate it." Give him a handshake, welcome him to the party. And I feel the bag, and I'm like, "Oh, this is like really bottom heavy," so I don't think it's like a tall present.
Right.
And then I reached in, and like I felt cold.
Yeah.
And a bottle, and my initial delusion that I have such good friends are like, "Wow, Brendan got me a nice bottle of whiskey. Like, that was so thoughtful. I can't believe he did that."
Cold bottle of whiskey.
I don't know why. I was like, "Wow, that was very nice." And then I felt the top and the thing, and I was just like, the cap, and I was like, "Son of a bitch." Son of a bitch. And I pulled out a 24-ounce of fucking Smirnoff Ice. Also, the, what is that, Mimosa edition, which was exactly what we iced him with on New Year's Eve, which you already know because this is the Sopranos of podcast, and you've been listening since motherfucking day one.
Yep.
So we got him with a 6-pack, which, 6 separate times is unacceptable on any type of level. This was one time, which was a dynamite get, and fucking shook me out of my boots, and I immediately accepted responsibility, then got on my knee and chugged that like a fucking
watch it on our Instagram,
jizz, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, I opened up my throat and that stuff went cascading down like it was nothing.
Yeah, it was. You did it all in under 30 seconds.
Is that right?
It was on the Instagram video.
God damn right.
What the funny part was is when he was on the way over here, Sagalo was texting me. He goes, "All right, I'm getting closer." He goes, "Did you get him something for his birthday?" And I go, "Yes, but you should get him a Smirnoff Ice." And he was like, "Oh my God!"
Oh, you gave him the idea?
I did.
Oh, man. I had such high thoughts of Sagalo until right now. I realized he didn't even do it. Wow.
No,
Fuck you, Brendan.
No, he admitted it at the time. I guess
did
you
not
didn't hear it.
Oh, no. My ears were ringing because of that fucking mimosa.
Sugar.
Yeah. Dude, drinking that is like taking a flash grenade. It's like,
yeah.
Nothing. You can possibly perceive anything.
He said he was walking around on the street with just the bottle, like panicking and going into places, and he couldn't find a bag, a little vehicle to deliver this to you.
Walking down Nostrand Ave with a bottle of Smirnoff in between all this homeless is like the gauntlet in American Gladiators.
So
everybody's trying to get it.
He's just got a big Q-tip he's hitting people with. So this woman apparently walked up to Brendan and she was like, "Are you looking for something?" Because he's like, and then he goes, "I'm trying to ice my friend and I need a bag to hold this in." She goes, "Right there, sugar," and then points to a place, and he was like, "Thank you," and he like skipped away like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, and then he went and got the bag and did it, which is so funny because we left probably shortly thereafter, but within an hour of that happening, I see a video that we'll put on our Instagram of you just out cold.
Yeah, that's what happened, dude.
Sleep until they started singing "Happy Birthday," and you snapped out of it like you were never sleeping.
I feel like, dude, I felt the change in my body chemistry as soon as I had that Smirnoff. Because I was already having a good time. I was drinking beers, which I think helped. I know it's terrible for my jawline, but it actually helps me stay moderately sober instead of, weirdly enough, double vodka sodas. Don't do that.
Right.
And so I'm like kind of maintaining, and then my friend made me this whiskey sour thing, and I had that, and then the Smirnoff came on top of it, on top of the blunt and a half that we had smoked before then, and I'm just like fucking fired up from Connor, and then I'm just like,
just immediately sleeping
the fuck out.
But it's so great because because the beginning of the video you don't know what's it's just you sleeping. You're like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." Then all of a sudden the camera pans and it just "Happy Birthday" with all these candles, and
New York Comedy Club also. When I was on stage, I was hosting, and I was about to bring up the next comic, which was Tom Cassidy. I'm like talking to the crowd, and then I go, all right, next comic, and I bring him up, and I see him walking on stage with like flames in his hand, and I'm like, is he doing a prop bit? Like, I was like, what is this? Is he holding a drink coaster with like candles, like he's gonna give them out to each table? This is what's going through my brain on my birthday. And then he's like, they start singing happy birthday to me, and I'm like, oh, I didn't expect that at all. And then this crowd that I was crushing with all night goes, happy birthday to
That's when you want to make your Irish goodbye.